This meeting will now come to order. We welcome you to our monthly CRA board meeting, Tuesday, February the 12th, 2013 at 6:30. We will open tonight with an invocation by Vice Chair Mike McCrae, followed by the pledge to the flag by Chairmember Mark George.
Let us bow. O most holy and eternal God, the creator and maker of all mankind, we bow this afternoon first recognizing who you are, and besides you there is no other. We bow this afternoon to pray for our brothers and sisters in the Northeast who's been devastated by the blizzard. We also pray for those that have been affected by the tornado. We also pray for the standoff in California, which is taking place at this time. We also pray for our president, who's going to give the State of the Union address this afternoon. But most of all, we do recognize out of everything that is happening that you're still in control. And we look to thee for guidance as well as instructions. In your name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to thank the Vice Chair for that invocation and Board Member George for the pledge. That brings us down to our roll call. Here.
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 Here. Thank you. That takes us down to item 5, agenda approval. I'll begin from my left to the right. Board Member Buchanan.
No additions or changes.
Board Member Holzman.
Good, thank you, sir.
Vice Chair McCrae.
I'm okay tonight, sir. Thank you.
Board Member Taylor.
Nothing, sir.
Board Member Siegel.
It's fine to me.
Well, I'm not going to mess it up. No changes for me either.
And
None for me. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, and so ordered. Takes us down to informational item and disclosures by the board members of CRA staff. I'll start from my right this time. Board Member George.
Well, first I'd like to welcome Attorney David Tolsis to our meeting this evening. David is an exceptional attorney, and glad to have you here, David. Also, I want to thank, tonight is the last meeting for Vice Chair McCrae and Board Member Siegel on the CRA board. And I want to thank both of them for their service. Both of them have done an exceptional job since being appointed, both as commissioners and as CRA board members, and I want to thank them for their service, and I think they deserve a round of applause. Next thing that I do have is I want to thank the Greater Boynton Beach Chamber of Commerce, Board of Directors, staff, and the Ambassador Committee. The day after the last CRA board meeting, I was named Ambassador of the Year for 2012, and I was humbled and honored in that getting that award. It is, I've been an ambassador for 7 years, and I can tell you it's a great group of people that do a lot of good in our city, both for the chamber, the city, and the CRA, and I was very humbled and honored to receive that. I also want to, I'm going to go in chronological order here. I want to thank Harry Meeks and the MLK committee for the great job that they did with the MLK Walk program at Heritage Park, as well as the breakfast that was sponsored by P2P. The walk was tremendous, great outpouring of citizens and leaders. The program at Heritage Park honored both legends that have continued Dr. King's mission as well as made our city better. And many of them had passed on, but it was great to see their families there to be honored and recognized. I want to especially thank the following people for coming out that day and showing leadership in its truest form. And first and foremost, our chair, our vice chair, board members Siegel and Taylor, Executive Director Brooks, City Manager Lori Leverrier, Assistant City Manager Carice Lejeune. We also had our Chief of Police and the Color Guard, as well as Fire and Rescue. I think almost every firehouse in the city was represented, and our citizens really came out, and that was a great event. And I just want to thank Harry and his committee, as well as all of those that participated. It was a great event. Talking about great events, it was great to see the Alliance. For those of you that don't know what the Alliance is, it is the City, Chamber, and CRA all on the same page, something myself and many others have tried to get in place for several years. And we had tapas and talk, and it was a great turnout, citizen involvement at a very high level, and yes, opinions were appreciated and encouraged. And many people saw all the good things that the Alliance is doing. And I encourage the Alliance to continue these type of events and support and continue to work together and be on the same page. It has taken a while to get there, and I'm happy to say that this would not have been possible without our chair, our mayor, and the leadership with the city manager and with the executive director. If they hadn't all been on the same page, this would never have happened. And I thank them for that. Last but not least, a great event this past weekend. The Kinetic Art event, I want to congratulate Debbie. She was presented with flowers and several other kudos at the last day, but she did a fabulous job. Her committee, city staff, Nancy Byrne, Carice Lejeune, they worked tirelessly, and from Friday night through Sunday, it was a spectacular event. If you didn't get a chance to participate in it, it's your loss. This actually, there was a lot of talk about businesses looking at our city that were in the fields of engineering, education, and environmental causes. So that was a real productive event, and it would not have happened without the CRA. Without our funding of that event, that thing would never have gotten off the ground. And it was a unanimous vote of this board to do that. And with that, that concludes my informational items. I know Vice Chair McCray would like to be watching the president soon, so I kept it short.
That was short?
That was short.
Okay. Thank you for the Reader's Digest version. Board Member Siegel.
I will keep it short. First, I just want to thank Board Member Kara George for those kind words. It's been a great honor to serve on this board, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been a great experience. And I want to thank everybody at the CRA, too, for making it real easy for me. And the only other thing I want to say is I was pretty much at every event that he was, and they were all terrific. And he said it much better than I would have.
Very good. Board Member Taylor.
Just ditto for Mr. Kara George's comments, and I have nothing else, Mr. Chairman.
Board Member Buchanan.
Ditto for everything Mark said, but I just want to add one little thing about the Kinetic Art Symposium. It was fabulous. I want to thank Debbie Coles-DeVay and the Arts Commission and everybody who worked so hard on that. It was a unique event that I think symbolizes all the things we're trying to do in this city. It brings art and engineering together. It fit with our green program and everything. It was just a fabulous event, so thanks to them.
Board Member Holden.
I'm good. Thank you very much. I think everything.
Vice Chair McCray.
Thank you, sir. I also like to say to Debbie, hats off. I did make it down when I finished working Saturday, and I was amazed at what was going on. I'd like to say to Board Member Kara George, thank you for your comments. I'd like to say to this board, thank you, thank you, thank you. When I walked up here, you received me with open arms. For that, I was most grateful. For the staff, you all have grown. I appreciate it. Grown by meaning that you have gotten better. Now, also to Mrs. Brooks, I want to say thank you. When I had questions, you was there. Staff was there. I'd like to say hats off to everybody that received me. I'd like to say it's a bittersweet leaving, but I'm not going anywhere. I will see you all around. Thank you.
Again, I don't want to prolong it, but I would like to say thank you to Vice Chair McCray and Board Member Siegel for their wonderful contributions that they gave and stepping up to the plate, and Board Member Taylor. He's gonna be.
Well.
So I'm gonna say that I really appreciate all three of you guys stepping up to the plate
Thank you.
when the city really needed you and called upon you, and you performed well. Without delaying, I just can't get over the kinetic art symposium that we had this past weekend, and I was like a little kid just watching the art displays. And I happened to see one of the artists out here tonight. I don't know if there are any others, but I just like to, okay. Just both of you guys just stand and take a bow because you deserve it. Okay. Very good.
Yes.
And we heard that several of the pieces of art were sold. You okay? Very good. And that was a good thing because when I was looking at the prices, you know, I didn't bring enough money with me at the time. But that's very good. It's what it's all about. And to watch the kids, I got a kick out of watching the kids watch the art, and they were fascinated by what made those things do what they did. So again, we can't say enough about that. Job well done. Okay, thank you very much.
Chair,
Yes.
real quick. Rain, how many pieces do you have on the avenue? So, folks, you can see his art at any time on the Ocean Avenue. I just wanted to point that out because I knew you had at least two. I wasn't sure. And thank you. You did a great job. Your presentation.
Bring them to the...
Okay. Thank you. We look forward to that. That takes us down to item 7, announcements and awards. Ocean Avenue concert. Kathy,
Good evening.
good evening.
This Friday is the continuation of our Ocean Avenue concert series, and this concert is in honor of Black History Month. We have the New Horizon Band. They're actually from Boynton, all of them, and they are always around entertaining in Boynton Beach. So that's great to have them. It's like all of our events, a free event right at the Ocean Avenue Amphitheater. Bring your chairs, blankets. We have a huge dance floor. Everybody gets up and dances. It's a lot of fun. The Little House will do food, and the youth leadership group will sell drinks. So we have everything covered. Just come and have a good time. 7 to 9 this Friday. Then moving on to our Movies on the Ave, March 1st. Also at the amphitheater, bring your chairs and blankets, and we have the same vendors doing food and drinks. Again, 7 to 9. And our movie on March 1st is The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, with Judi Dench, Dev Patel, Maggie Smith. It's a great cast and a great movie, just heartwarming movie. So again, March 1st, and then March 3rd is the continuation of Sunday in the Park, and that's at our newly named Ocean Avenue Park on Northeast 4th Street and Ocean Avenue. So it's right in between Hurricane and the Little House. So you can go to lunch or brunch and come to the park between 12 and 3. Bring, again, your chairs or blankets. And we have Spencer Allen Patrick. He was the winner of Open Mic Night at the Arts District. So we're really excited to have him. He was very, very popular with the crowd, and he'll be performing for us on the 3rd from 12 to 3. So that takes care of our upcoming events until our next meeting. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. I'd just like to reiterate when we asked people not to bring the dogs. It really grieved my spirit. This past Saturday we had a 5K race, and one young lady brought her little tiny dog, only about 4.5 pounds, and it was not on a leash, and walked under the foot of some gentleman that fell on it and had to be rushed to the vet. I don't know what happened. I don't know if anybody heard yet, but he did die. Ooh. Wow.
No dogs.
Okay. No dogs. Just please, just no dogs. Okay. And also, just let me just say that I went to the senior center, and they had a Tuskegee Airman presentation, and it was absolutely outstanding. Hopefully, we can get that material, but it was really, really, really good. For those of you who don't know about the Tuskegee Airmen, they were African American fighters who fought and got the recognition that they so deserve after a hard struggle. Excuse me. With that, that takes us down to item 8, consent agenda. We have approval of the minutes from December 11th. And can I have a?
It's already been approved.
It's already been approved. All the way over to anybody want to?
I would like, Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a comment on item E, the CRA audit.
Okay. E.
Uh-huh.
Anyone else would like to pull anything?
I'd just like to pull the information only public comment log. I'd like to pull that.
Information only?
Yep.
The public log?
Yep.
Okay. McRae. Anybody else? Okay. So, Board Member Taylor, E?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to point out that I believe that this audit was 4 years in a row that the CRA has come up with absolutely clean, excellent audit, no comments, nothing found in error. It was 100% audit, a clean audit. That's 4 years in a row. I think that's outstanding and need to be mentioned.
Chair, if I may, I
Chair,
want to give special shout out to both Susan Harris and also to Vicki Hill. Their exceptional work in this they're on top of it, and to say that's an understatement. There's no other CRA in Palm Beach County that can say they've had 4 years in a row of clean audits, and David can attest to that. But I will tell you point blank, that is something that we should be very proud of, and the tribute goes to the staff.
That said, Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve.
Second.
So moved in second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it and so ordered. There any other items? No. That takes us down to item 10, information only. McRae, you wanted to talk about a public comment log?
Thank you, sir. I'd just like to say, in regards to the public comment log, I'd like to say to Mike Simon, also to Isaiah, to the director and staff, I did read what you all did, in regards to getting the trash moved and everything. You don't have to get up. It's the little things that count. That's all I need to say. Thank you.
Right.
Very good.
So moved.
Do I need a second on that? No.
Nothing to move.
Just information only.
Information.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyone else on any of the information item? Hearing none, we'll move down to item 11, public comments. Anyone in the audience would like to talk about items that are not on the agenda may come forth and do so at this time. You have 3 minutes. Please give us your name and address for the record as you come.
Sister Lorraine.
Excuse me, who turned that way? The podium. That's all right. It should be facing us.
David,
It should be facing us and not facing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Not that you didn't look well. Thank you.
I appreciate the assistance. Thank you so much. Sister Lorraine Ryan of the Women's Circle, 912 Southeast 4th Street. I want to add to all the kudos that have been given to the CRA, especially the director and staff, and regarding the weekend with the kinetic display, that was amazing. I would just make one suggestion that over the years, I have noticed that presently we're not using I call it a pavilion on the water near the marina. And I just think that's a sad situation. I can remember about 10 years ago, we had some wonderful performances there with people dancing and everything. So I'm not sure why that's not being used at all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is David Dennis, 1314 South Seacrest Boulevard in Boynton Beach, 33435. We come to you tonight as Boynton United and also as United to Bury the Violence. We come and ask the CRA to do whatever you can do in your power. We're planning on having a Hands Around Boynton rally for the recent victims of violence. We're looking to obtain support in the area from the CRA in the amphitheater department, maybe a sound system, a tent for the children who will attend. We plan to have them do some arts and crafts, maybe put their hands in some clay or some paint that we can at another time donate to the city to show some hands around Boynton. Maybe some tables and chairs for that tent. If the event seems to get large enough, maybe we may need an additional stage, and some marketing and general event support. This is not going to be an event that you've seen before. We want it to be a green event and also a healthy event. So we're going to do everything we can to make the event green, to make the event healthy. So if there are food vendors, we're going to ask them to make sure the food is healthy. Whatever we're doing in terms of the materials used, we want to make sure we recycle as much as possible. We also may need for Rain, the Civic Center, as backup. Ray's going to give you some general information now on the event. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Ray Whiteley, 753 Palmdale Drive, Boynton Beach, Florida. The event will be April 27th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, and the event is called Hands Around Boynton Beach. Like Mr. Dennis says, it is just an event to celebrate nonviolence. It is called Hands Around Boynton Beach, Celebration of Nonviolence. We are inviting the CRA to partner with us as an equal partner, or as Mr. Dennis said, whatever services you can give us to make sure that this is a very successful event, and an event that the other counties, the other cities rather, in Palm Beach County will be jealous of. One of the things in Boynton United's culture is we act as owners. So forgive me if I'm always somewhat confident. I do feel as if I'm an owner of my city. So we would love to possibly talk with you about a partnership. I know that we weren't on the agenda, but later on, I'm sure Miss Vivian is always very, very, very supportive, and maybe a check in $100,000 may be a little small. That. So thank you. And we will talk soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just before you all leave, I'd just like to make one comment. We're all owners of our city, but we like to refer to ourselves as stakeholders. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Because we like steak.
Hello, I'm Rain Treefelt, and on behalf of the artists, I'd like to thank the city of Boynton Beach for doing a fabulous job in putting on the Kinetic Arts Symposium. I'm Rain Treefelt, 1115 Hamilton Avenue, Trenton, New Jersey, 0869. And I believe, if we do this in another 2 years, we have a good base, and we can just start to reflect and build on the success that we've had this year. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Tom Bruitz. I'm from Newport, Minnesota. 2835 Sterling Avenue North. And I was honored to be able to be invited with from my longtime friend, Debbie Colesdebay, who did a terrific job. She's a one-woman army, I guess, and really did a terrific job, along with all of her helpers, along with the city of Boynton Beach. We'd like to thank you for just a wonderful event, a great way to build on the success, hopefully in the future, doing this in a couple of years, just to tail back on what Rain said. And it was fantastic to see the turnout. Wonderful people that came out. They really enjoyed it. It was really entertaining. It was great fun, and I think it brings a lot of good, positive attention to Boynton Beach, which we all like to see. And I've been coming here a long time, so it's great for everyone here. It's great for me too. But thanks so much. Thanks so much for your support.
Thank you.
You enjoyed the weather? Hello, sir. You enjoyed the weather?
Would you rather be in Minnesota?
As much as the man from Trenton, New Jersey is, yes, I am. I'm getting suntan and enjoying myself quite a lot. Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you in a couple of years.
Hi, my name's Sarah Younger. I live at 619 Southwest 2nd Avenue, Boynton Beach, 33426. And I, again, want to congratulate the CRA in a wise decision in placing your confidence in our public arts administrator and coordinator, Debbie Colesdebay. I think she did a fabulous job with the International Kinetic Arts Festival Symposium. And I want to thank all our sponsors, including you folks on this podium, who have now seen, I guess, hopefully a return on your investment here. I know as you work towards rebuilding the business districts and getting people back into Boynton, I think you will see that these kinds of events are unique because they bring people from all over. And I hope that your analysis of this event shows that your businesses in the region have benefited, and I myself, as a small business owner in the area, also feel that it has put a revitalization into my own work. So I'm very grateful for that, and I also thank you. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Sarah, real quick, congratulations on you winning the award. She was one of the award winners on the last day for her piece that was at the Civic Center. And I just want to say congratulations again. Don't spend it all in one place.
It's going right into additional material for other projects. In fact, I think that the attention that this event has drawn to the arts community in Boynton is very important. There are some partnerships that I expect will be coming along in this to rebuild on that area as well. So I'm looking forward to events as they unfold in the next several weeks, as well as for the symposium in another 2 years. So thank you.
Thank you.
Victoria Castello, 406 South Seacrest Boulevard. Yes, that was fantastic. And in the area of art, we may have competition. But one area we have no competition, and that is our fishing. I was at the Tapas Talk, and I brought out that we had a great something happen, Grand Slam. And I looked at your marina, there's nothing about it. That evening I heard, oh yes, we know about it, and we're going to do it. Now, if I may just explain, there was an article on the Sun Sentinel about a woman who loved to fish, and on her final trip they were distributing her ashes on using the Geno 4. And seemed like out of heaven, all these fishes came, and they had a great I'm not a fishing woman, so I don't really know that much, but it was fantastic what happened. And they brought in all these fishes. So when I saw it, I guess it was January 22nd, I get the alerts, Boynton Beach alerts. at 7:24 p.m. I emailed her website, is this true? Like, is this a fish story? She said to me, oh no, it's true. We are beside ourselves. I was just blogging. You go there for more information. This is Captain Karen. I said, tell me about it. So I said, I'll put something up on my website, BoyntonBeach.com. And she said, Victoria, wow, looks great to me. The IGFA just told me we are going in the record books. And it's hard to believe. They do not have one ever recorded off Florida. This is going to be in our local newspaper. Where could I pick one up? So I said, no, we are not a newspaper. My sons grew up here, and we put up the website, which is closest to their hearts, BoyntonBeach.com, to help our city. Without any cost to our city, we give Boynton Beach worldwide exposure, and you should get some now. So then I appeared at Toppers and Talk, and I looked, and I hit the marina, and I said, I expect to see it. I still don't see it. I go to my local insurance guy, who's a water person, and I tell him I was at Toppers and Talk meeting on January 31st, and if I wasn't there to bring up about the Grand Slam fishing on the Gino had, they wouldn't have even mentioned it. Vivian's didn't mention it. 2 days ago, I said, look it up, and she looked on my website and said, wow, I'm still looking. I don't see it. And so I just want to, okay, where? When did that go up?
That's our website.
I don't know.
Okay, no, I want to tell you, this, I looked at it before. Okay, great, I'm glad it's on now. When did it go up? You could tell when you put things online, because this is what she told me. Victoria, thanks for going to bat for us.
Please bring your comments to an end, please.
Excuse me?
Please kind of wrap it up.
Okay. Mike Simon, a few days after the trip, and he said he would do a feature on the website, on the CRA website. It is, after all, a big deal. I think that our community, especially the marina, Dave will handle... Okay, so she's saying that. So here it is. I just want to show... you can have this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next.
Joseph, One Beach CDC. I'm here with what I think is a little bit of good news, at least it's good news to me. We have finally started our first 3 homes, like I told you last month. We've gone vertical this week. We're moving forward with our first 3 homes in Boynton Beach in the Ocean Breeze project. Had a little bit of a hiccup and some delay in the permitting process, but if you drive by there, you will see 3 new houses going up. Blocks went up this week. That's us. We're anticipating closing, finishing construction somewhere around April, closing sometime in May or early June for the first 3 buyers. We have, in the process of trying to get our next 3 lots, we've submitted the request for 2, and we're working. There's a little hiccup that we're working at, but just here to tell you that we're moving forward. We've started our first 3 homes. We should be on schedule as we told you all we would. That's all I'm here for tonight.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Seeing no other, I will close public hearing.
Mr. Chair.
Comments?
Mr. Chair, thank you.
Sure.
I do recognize that this is my last meeting, and only thing I'm hearing is good news. Okay, thank you. Way to end it. Thank you.
Okay, that takes us down to item 13, old business. 13A, consideration of staff recommendation regarding policy on short sales when the CRA second mortgage is involved. Mike Simon.
Board Chair, board members, Mike Simon, Development Director with the CRA. The item before you is consideration of the Homebuyer Assistance Grant Program policies and guidelines for short sale requests. At the January 8th meeting, staff was directed to work with legal to come up with some policies. We've had, beginning in November, 5 HAP recipients come before each consecutive month for a total of 5 in November and December, again in January, requesting consideration from the CRA board to amend or change in some ways their grant agreement that they already had recorded as part of the Homebuyer Assistance Program. We did come up with, in December for the January meeting, with the help of legal, a list of documents that should be required to be submitted by the applicant requesting a short sale or any type of sale with regard to their HAP grant. Subsequent to that, again in January, we were directed to come up with kind of a set policy. You'll see that we've provided the HAP agreement, promissory note, and mortgage, and the grant agreement itself, it really specifies, if you will, a set of policies that the grant was given to the recipient, and some guidelines and some legal direction as to how and what happens when they sell, how the repayment of that grant is returned to the agency. However, at the time, the real estate market, when we had the program, no one had contemplated the falling of the market as it did, or the subsequent amount of short sales and foreclosures, of course, that were going to happen. So we've come up with the policies under the attachment that we've given you to work in conjunction with the document requirements that we've also come up with previously. And these guidelines are, I guess, mirror and work in conjunction with both the Palm Beach County grant programs and the City of Boynton Beach. I bring that to your attention because many times our grant was matched with those programs, so to be consistent with policies for repayment, we've kind of modeled, as I think all of us have together, each other's policies in some way. That doesn't mean that the board can't certainly augment those repayments. If they would prefer to have a different percentage, a different amount of money as a minimum requirement, you're certainly able to do that. We just kind of followed suit with what the other agencies were doing and what you've already approved, which was between $3,000 and $4,000 on the payback.
Chair, yes. Just thank you so much. Mr. Simon, the one question I have is, are all the already existing approvals, are they conforming to all of these standards in terms of not receiving any money back from the homeowner, that we're receiving at least $4,000 or 8% of the remaining balance? Are all those previous transactions conforming to thing standards?
With the exception of the individual amounts that you were able to approve, yes. The other thing that is not in conformity is the bottom restriction, which talks about the amount of time that that applicant that you've already approved the short sale term could return to the program. Currently, we do not have a home buyers program within the agency. I don't know, 5 or 7 years from now, but that would be the only specification, I guess, it would not apply. But the amount of money that we received for those was in the range of $2,500 to $3,500. So it is slightly under what you were about to set as policy, and it certainly doesn't, I guess, exclude you from being able to amend that if a case was so drastic that you felt the $4,000 wouldn't work, or if the bank wouldn't agree to it either, I suppose.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been moved and second. Discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Board Member Carradore.
Yes, I want to thank Mike. This checklist you really did the homework on, and it's in compliance. I'm familiar with some of the county guidelines as well, and the consistency is there and the fairness is there, and I want to commend you on that. You did a great job, Mike.
Thank you. I did want to bring out one specific point that I think is worth noting for the board to consider when approving the policies, and that is that you'll see in my agenda cover there is no specific geographic location, there is no specific development that this short sale would apply to, if that is of any consideration whatsoever. At this point, it would be any and all shorts. A HAP recipient would apply for forgiveness or amendment to their current grant application. Their grant agreement under these policies. It's not specific to a particular area.
Mr. Chair, I'm in agreement with this, but I would also still like to see in our policy an additional requirement that we have to like the story of the person applying for the for this dispensation. In other words, I don't want to put us in a position where somebody misguidedly says, well, you know, my home is not worth anywhere near what I owe on it, and so I'll just bail out. When in fact, we may have provided enough money for somebody to live in this home. That was the idea for them and their family or whatever, to live in this home, and real estate may fluctuate. As long as the cash flow is there, they have a place to live, and a comfortable place, a nice place, and as real estate rises, eventually they will be back from being underwater. In some cases, over the cases that came before us before, those residences will never get up to that, and so therefore they would go into foreclosure. So all I'm saying is, in addition to this, we still have the right to refuse based on what they present to us. That's all.
If I might, Mr. Chair, you're just adopting this policy. Any request for subordination or short sale will come back to you. So you'll be able to in theory, question the homeowner, test the veracity, and as long as as long as you're basing it on the facts and not using any discriminatory basis to deny, then certainly you'll have the right to do that.
Okay.
Chair, if I might add, also on the checklist, the first thing that they have to provide is the hardship situation, why it is necessary for them to do this. And they have to communicate that with the lender, but we get copied on all of that. And so we're going to know that story, and it's going to be the first thing we're going to look at on that checklist. And that's something that I really like, the fact that it was right up front. So thank you.
Any no further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. That takes us down to 13B, and unveiling of the Catch Boynton web app.
Hi, how are you? Heather English, Business Development Specialist. In part of my plan to increase awareness with the businesses in our district, part of the promotion was to include them on our website and give them more vision, give them more of a web presence. So, as soon as this catches up, I will show you what's been developed. Catch Boynton. It's a web application that is on the homepage of the CRA website that visitors can go to find businesses in our area by searching the business name, if they know that, or even keywords: pizza, salon, nails. Businesses can claim their business. Business owners can claim their business and update as needed, update their information, provide coupons, provide deals, menus. And you can see here, just typed in salon. And here's a list of the salons that are in our district. Now, if I owned, say, Runway Salon, I can click on that. It's going to ask me to claim my business. I'm going to set up a quick account with a user ID and a password, and then I'll be able to go through and add all of the information that I want people to know. The approval process is through staff, so not just anyone can go on and put any information they want. It does get approved by CRA staff. Runway Salon, the owner has submitted her information, so I will be approving that tomorrow. So it goes public, it goes live. And again, for any visitor that wants to find out about businesses in Boynton Beach, they'll be able to click on, do a search, jobs, coupons, sign up for email notifications. Then in the future, this will be tied into a mobile application, which is almost completed in development. So anyone with a smartphone will be able to get the Catch Boynton web mobile app on their phone.
I have comments. Can you go to the very first page that we're looking at, say Breeze into Boynton?
Mm-hmm.
We have the ones that have their little shop bags on there. Shop Boynton Beach.
Just a flyer.
Well, the flyer. Is it a flyer?
Oh, you're in the, you're talking about in the ads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about what was given to us tonight that we're looking at.
Yeah, that's the flyer.
Yes, this is the flyer of information that was sent out to the businesses.
Okay. Move your finger down where it says shop.
You like that, Shop Boynton
Yeah.
Beach?
Like I just like to make a recommendation, just a suggestion that is like for the business districts here in Boynton. I'm just saying, Shop Boynton. If y'all ever make pins, that is something that you all need to. It's a catch. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
don't let anybody else
it's a
get
nice
it from you.
logo.
That's all I need to say.
It's actually a Shop Local logo for the businesses that normally would use this app. That's what they would call their business, Shop Local or Shop Tennessee. So I just changed it to Boynton.
Right, but I'm saying
for
if you
our
make
purpose.
pins or anything, I'm
You
just
like
saying
that?
it's a sale.
You like that? Okay.
Catch, like it too.
Catch Boynton.
Yeah.
Sure, if I said one
Catch
question.
a wave. Commissioner.
Thank you.
Board Member Holden.
Are we, on top of just mailing this out, are we following up with phone calls to our businesses to ensure they know this? Because obviously a lot of people get a lot of mail, they don't read it, and I think it's important that we follow up with phone calls, maybe even kind of knocking on doors to get everyone
Have a
involved.
merchant workshop coming up on the 20th, so we'll be rolling it out there, also letting them know that it's available and how it works.
We're picking up and calling them. I know that that's wonderful, but a lot of people don't kind of get involved, so we have to do everything we can to get them involved.
For the most part, we can, but there's almost 600 businesses. So, as many as we can get through in a day. It's been on our social media sites and email. It's also in the Palm Beach Post.
Nothing works better than
But
picking
yeah.
up the phone and calling someone.
We do email blasts to them directly,
I
not just
understand.
mail.
I understand. I
We
just think it'd
have
be better to call.
Miss English is moving to North Carolina.
Oh,
And-
you can make phone calls from North Carolina. Perfect.
So I'm going to have
I
to
work from
replace
home.
her. She's leaving in like 2 weeks.
And one thing I do want to point out is that Heather has been doing face-to-face with the businesses over the last 5 to 6 months that I'm aware of, and probably even before that. But she's been communicating with them, and she does make those phone calls. She doesn't make 600 phone calls, but she probably makes 200 phone calls in a month to the businesses on a regular basis. And I can tell you that the feedback that I've gotten from businesses about this has been very positive. They're excited about it. And I think that when it's presented at the workshop, you'll probably have another 30 that are going to spread the word for you as well. And
We just rolled it out Monday.
Yeah.
Monday. And
And
there's
they-
been about 30 businesses so
Already
far.
signing up, so that's pretty good for Monday. Today's Tuesday, so I think
Right.
it'll be pretty good. We'll follow up with the ones who don't follow through. So-
Job well done. Thank you. Thank you.
Heather, what part of North Carolina?
Wilmington.
Oh, you beat
We're
girl.
going to miss her.
How about
We're,
that?
we're still on the coast, but
Yeah.
we have the mountains close by too. So
This is true.
That takes us
Yeah,
down
you're
to
gonna miss
item
us.
13C, consideration of responses to the invitation to bid for Boynton Beach Boulevard Marina Landscaping and Signage Project. Mike?
Good evening again, Board Chair, Board members. Mike Simon, Development Director with the CRA. The item before you is consideration of the responses the CRA received to the invitation for bid for our Boynton Harbor Marina Landscaping and Signage Project at 222 North Federal Highway. This is a location, as you know, on the southeast corner of Boynton Beach Boulevard and Federal, where we currently have our Saturday green markets. At the regular meeting on January 8th, the board approved release of the invitation to bid, and we released that on January 10th, and we were requesting all eligible and licensed firms, whether general contracting or each individual aspect or modality of the project, whether that be electrical, landscaping, signage, any of the individual components, to respond to the invitation to bid for completion of that project. The deadline was 4 o'clock on Monday, February 4th. We had a pretty quick turnaround, and we received 5 responses. 2 responses were from general contractors that can, by their license, do all of the aspects of the project and bid as such. And we had 3 that were for separate and individual components of the project, one from a landscaping firm for the landscaping only, one for signage, and one for the electrical components only. You can see from the agenda cover, and all of the responses are in your backup. Green Construction Technologies, for the entire project, excluding electrical, was $119,299. West Construction for the entire project was $96,465. Worldcast Landscaping for the landscaping only was $23,096.07. Barron Sign for the signage component only was $11,302.75. And Bowles Electric was for the electrical only at $10,450. After reviewing the responses, both as CRA staff and by the landscape architect and engineering firm of Kimley Horn, who is our project designer, you can see from that spreadsheet in the backup what was they noted what was included and excluded, and based on their analysis, clearly by having one of the general contracting firms, all of the aspects of the project can be handled by one sole project managing firm and not individually managed by the CRA staff. The other thing worth noting is that we did not receive all of the components, subcomponents, so that we had enough bids to meet procurement with 3 electrical contractors, 3 landscaping, and so on. So based on that and the budget that we had for the project, based on the analysis from Kimley Horn, I think that West Construction is in line with the budget that we have and is complete in the project response.
Chair?
Board Member Holzman.
Thank you. Mike, what was the budget? You say it was in line, but I don't recall.
Well, the CRA board approved for the project in this fiscal year $96,665. And some of that cost was for surveying and some others that we have some costs for the engineering we've diverted to our professional services to try to save funding for the program. Once the board makes a recommendation this evening, we'll follow up with a firm number for a contract, and the contract will come back to you if you so choose to select one of the companies tonight, and we'll bring that at the next meeting with a firm number with any contingencies or any changes we see with that firm once we sit down and negotiate if you direct us to do that.
Do you think you can bring the West Construction down and ensure that we won't be going over the 96?
Yes, sir, I believe we can. I believe there's a possibility of doing that.
Here.
Carol George.
Motion to approve the selection of West Construction Incorporated for the Boynton Harbor Marina Landscape and Signage Project, and to direct staff to begin contract negotiations so that they can bring it back to us.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Discussion?
Mr. Chair. Mike, there are 3 elements up here individually bid: landscaping, signage, and electric. What other elements are there to the project besides those 3?
There's a fencing element. There is a irrigation element. There's a demolition element. Electrical, plumbing, signage, landscaping. So we were short a irrigation bid and a demo bid and a fence construction bid, and we would have had to have had 3 of those essentially based on the amounts of each of those items as were bid now to be able to contemplate which one of those 3 or 4 or 5 individuals would have had to have met the requirement for the program. But I have reviewed those individual components with the 2 contractors' bids, and all 3, if you will, are in line. So the electrical of the 2 general contractors is in line with the single electrical bid. I think that it would be, I intend, if so directed by the board, to sit down with the contractor you've selected and try to bring in those 3 companies that have bid separately to see if perhaps their bid, if it were slightly under, or obviously if it was over, it's of no use really to them, but perhaps, I know Bowles is a local electrical firm, it might be worth some connection of those. I'm sure these companies will want to talk to the selected general contractor, see if there is a possibility of submitting a bid directly to them. But I think that part of it would be hammered out during the negotiations over the next couple of weeks to bring back to you. But as it stands now, those three by themselves can't get the project done for the way it's designed and set up between permitting and licensing.
Okay, and so you're comfortable with the difference between the three elements that have been bid and added up that cost? You're comfortable with the fact that the difference between that and the overall bid of West Construction, it's a reasonable amount for those missing three elements and management fees?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Vice Chair.
Thank you. My concern is there a picture anywhere that I could see? I'm just saying I didn't flip through all this and then picked up everything of the completed project. Is there a picture?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. There was in the backup for the actual invitation to bid. I didn't include one in your backup. Yeah, I'm sorry. The RFP. The RFP is attached.
Okay, since you got everything.
But I don't have a nice
Page
color.
287,
I don't have a
it's
nice
not
color
a...
Page
drawing.
287.
But the site plan itself,
The site plan is there,
And
287,
the
288.
landscaping areas, the signage element that you
But
can
there's
see there.
plans, they're not,
They're broken out, yeah.
Okay, hold on.
it's not a pretty picture like we normally show you.
But I'm just saying it's something we could put up for the public. I'm just saying, although we can see it,
I don't think
we're spending public dollars.
If you start at 283 with the drawing there, and then work after that.
I would certainly bring it back for the contract when we bring it back at the next
okay.
meeting. It was on the RFP release, and it'll be on the final. I'm sorry I didn't include the color
Right,
picture. It's a nice
it'd be
picture.
helpful. I'm just saying if the
Yes,
public
sir.
will see what we're
Yes,
voting
sir.
on. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry.
Okay. You don't have to be sorry.
What is the height of that?
The fencing.
From the ground to the top, the fencing.
The fencing is 6 feet where the no, it's not 6. It's 4 feet.
4 feet high.
4 feet. It's mimicking the signage at the entrance tower.
Okay.
Those same dimensionalities.
Now, the little farmers market there. I know it's not doing too well there, but it would be no higher than the fence that's already there, right?
Oh no, it's lower than the fence there.
It'd be lower
There will
than
be
that.
a little thicker landscaping and
Right.
perhaps more enticing, I suppose, as a corner of aesthetic, appreciation to the landscaping that's trying to come down that street.
Right.
But you would still be able to see what's going on back there. If there's any additional, you can use part of the fencing for the sign, or we come up with a different signage. You see now we hang it from the royal palms that are in front, so it's
Right.
higher. There's similar tree type material that's going to be installed, so we could do something like that, or come up with a hard, they call it post and panel sign, so we could come up with something more permanent if that's what the board wanted to do. There was also at the last meeting brought up by two of the board members about additional signage within the marina area, and I hope you saw that under information only, that we specified the actions we took as staff per your direction on that issue, separate from this project.
Thank you. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion passed unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you. That takes us down to item 13D, consideration of the agreement for the purchase and sale of properties 118-126 MLK Boulevard, Lucci to the city.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion?
Thank you to David Tolsis for his years of work on this. And David's sick and tired of seeing that address.
I agree. Right, David, you ought to
Always
get
happy to assist whoever I can.
you ought to get a gold medal for this one, David.
Board, I also wanted to let you know that the Bahia is scheduled to go in this week on the 2 lots after the demo. So it'll look similar to what's there at Heritage already, the one we owned before, the Brandon property, as well as the Jones Cottage over here where we put the sod down. So that'll be coming in this week.
Very good.
So everything will be down.
Yes.
Yeah.
There'll be grass over there.
Would the board just excuse me for about 2 seconds? Yay!
Get it on tape.
Uh-oh, I'm sorry. It's about time, really.
Yes,
I
indeed.
really
7
appreciate
years.
that. Job well done.
Long overdue.
Long overdue. That takes us, we need to call.
You need a vote.
Motion.
You need a
You had a
vote.
motion.
We have a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. That takes us down to item E, consideration of amending certain terms of the executive director's contract.
This is just opening my contract to amend one item.